Students, today we will have the first presentation and it will be given by Shashank. So, after 1 minute, Shashank will give the presentation. At the time of presentation, no one will interrupt. After the presentation, if you have, or while presentation is going on, that time also you can write your doubt in chat box only. No need to unmute your mic. And after the presentation, Shashank will give the explanation. Okay, शशांक आप वीडियो पे आ जाइएगा. Okay, carry on, Shashank. First, you say your topic. All the best.
My topic is diagonal relationship in periodic table, and I'm gonna presenting here. So let's start. A diagonal relationship is said to be exist between the certain pair of diagonally adjacent element in the second and third period of the periodic table. These element pair like lithium and magnesium, boron and silicon, and beryllium and aluminium exist similar properties. For example, boron and silicon both formed halides which are hydrolyzed in water and gives oxide and gives oxides of acidic nature, and they both act as semiconductor. Now what is semiconductors? Semiconductor material has an electrical conductivity value falling between a conductor like copper and uh, and an insulator like glass. The organization of element on the periodic table and vertical column make these certain relationship more apparent. As we move rightward and descending a periodic table will give opposite uh, will give opposite effect of atomic radii of isolated atom. For example, as we move rightward across a period will give as we move rightward across a as we move rightward across a periodic as we move rightward across a as we move rightward across a period will decrease the atomic radii of atom, while when we go down the group will increase the atomic radii of atom. Thus on board descending a period and crossing a group by one element, the changes cancel each other out, and the element with similar properties which have similar chemistries are often found. For example, chemistry of lithium is similar to that of magnesium, and chemistry of uh, beryllium is similar to that of aluminium, and chemistry of boron is similar to that of silicon. It is not noticeable after boron and silicon. The main reason for the diagonal relationship is not fully understood, but charge density is a factor. Now let us discuss some similarities between these elements pair. Firstly, let us discuss some similarities between lithium and magnesium. Lithium and magnesium both are similar in atomic size. Lithium and magnesium both are similar in atomic size. That is, lithium has an atomic size of 152 picometer and magnesium has an atomic size of 160 picometer. They also both are similar in ionic size. That is, lithium plus has an ionic size of 72 picometer and magnesium 2 plus has an ionic size of 76 picometer. They are harder at the same time. They are lighter. They are only two. There are only two elements in their group which are capable of forming stable nitride. That is Li3N and Mg3N2. Their chlorides are deliquescent in nature, means their chlorides can absorb can their chlorides are capable of absorb moisture from the surrounding, and their chlorides are soluble in pyridine and alcohol. Now let us discuss some similarities between beryllium and aluminium. Be2 plus and Al3 plus uh, have same and smaller size. Their oxides are amphoteric in nature, and both beryllium and aluminium halides have dimeric structure. Both beryllium and aluminum halides have dimeric structure. Both these form covalent bond. Both these form covalent bond with low melting point and which are soluble in organic solvent. And their chlorides like VeCl2 and AlCl3 their chlorides like VeCl2 and AlCl3 both act as Lewis acid, and coincidentally they both are used as a catalyst in Friedel-Crafts reaction. Now let us discuss some similarities between boron and silicon. Boron and silicon both possess typical properties of non-metal, that is high boiling point and that is high melting and high boiling point. They they both exist in amorphous and crystalline form. They both do not form cations, and they both forms weak acid as H3BO3, boric acid, and H4SiO4, orthosilicic acid, and their chlorides get hydrolyzed easily, giving boric acid in case of boron, and orthosilic acid in case of silicon as product.
Over.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Anybody has any doubt? You can unmute your mic and you can ask. Again, when you write the same in chat box, it will take time. Any doubt anybody has? Okay, no, I go. So it was a good presentation, Shashank. Keep it up. Okay. So let us continue our class. Samir is there in the class. Samir. Samir. No, Samir is not in the class. Okay. So maybe some problem is there. So anyway, so let us wait his presentation in the next class. Sriyesh, are you there?
यस मैम.
Now you understood inert pair effect, clear?
नो मैम, उसके लिए मैम पहले के मैम वो मेरे बेसिक्स क्लियर नहीं है तो धीरे धीरे कर रहा हूँ मैम.
Okay, now you understood what I have explained in the first period, definition and the two applications I have discussed.
हाँ हाँ मैम, वो तो आ गया. यस मैम.
Okay, okay. So hopefully your presentation we will expect in this month only. Okay.
Yes,
First
ma'am.
prepare and inform me, so then you will have the presentation. Okay.
नेक्स्ट क्लास में.
Ha. Next class we will have a test paper of organic chemistry. Remember? Thursday. Forgot? No. So anyway, you have to prepare and inform me. Accordingly, we can take your presentation. Okay. Is it okay, Sriyesh?
यस मैम. पेपर कब है मतलब?
No problem.
कौन
So
से
you can
चैप्टर
do.
में?
Organic chemistry 2 chapters. Halo, alkane, haloarine. So and one more alcohol, phenol, and ethers. Okay. Try to prepare.
हाउ मेनी मार्क्स पेपर मैम?
15 marks paper it is. 15. Okay. Prepared for that. Okay. So let us continue what we have discussed in the first period. We are discussing halides of 15-degree Kelvin. Okay. So halides, two types of halides are possible from 15-degree Kelvin. One is trihalide and second one is pentahalide. Correct? And general formula EX3 and EX5. Nitrogen is not forming any pentahalide, but phosphorus is forming pentahalide. So this is the point we have discussed in the last class. Now let us compare the nature of compound form, which is more covalent. Let us compare the covalent nature. PCl3. So you know that halogen is a non-metal, phosphorus is also a non-metal, nitrogen is also a non-metal. So when nitrogen and phosphorus react with halogen, which type of compounds are formed? Which bond is formed in between? Which type of bond formed in between halogen and nitrogen or phosphorus? Which type of bond is formed? Anyone?
Covalent.
Covalent bond. Very good, Anne-Marie. So covalent bond is formed, uh, but let us compare covalent nature. What do you feel, pentahalide or trihalide? Which is more covalent? Pentahalide or trihalide? Which is more covalent? What do you think?
Try.
Okay. Pentahalide is more covalent compared to trihalide. Again, difference in electronegativity is the matter there. So that's why. So pentahalides are more covalent compared to trihalides. So when we compare, suppose we are comparing fluorides. Okay, fluorides. So fluorides, fluorine reacts with nitrogen, forming nitrogen fluoride. Phosphorus react with nitrogen. Phosphorus react with fluorine, forming phosphorus fluoride. So PF3 and PF5 are possible. Which is more covalent? PF5 is more covalent than PF3. So this is the point related to halide. This is all about. And the next reaction, general reaction, reaction with the metals. Reaction with the metals. Okay. Note down the point, reaction with the metals. So every case the name is different. Let us consider nitrogen. Nitrogen reacts with the metals, forming binary compound. What is the name of this binary compound? Nitrogen combines with the metal, forming a binary compound. What is the name of the compound? So, general name I am asking. General.
Nitrites.
Very good. Nitrides. And the reason is nitrogen is more electronegative than metal. So it is known under the name nitride. Nitride. Nitrides are there. Nitrates are formed. And these nitrates are react with some other elements or other compounds, forming some other compounds. So here we are discussing nitrates of some metals like calcium nitride. What is the formula of calcium nitride? You can write some examples like calcium nitride, lithium nitride, magnesium nitride. Generally, they are called a nitrate, but when the metal is coming, so it will be according to the name of the metal. What is the formula of magnesium nitride? Anyone try to say? Magnesium nitride. What is the formula?
Mg3N2.
Very good. Mg3N2. Why I am keep asking formula? So that you know how to make the formula of a compound. So you have a practice with the same. That's why. Because whenever we try to write a chemical equation, the basic thing is formula of the compound. And if the formula is wrong, so you will not get any mark. So it is better we will have a practice with the same accordingly. So, and next, lithium nitride. Second example, you can write lithium nitride. What is the formula of lithium nitride? Say, lithium nitride.
Li3N.
Li.
Li3N. Very good. Li3N. Valency of lithium is 1. Valency of nitrogen is 3. So, it is lithium nitride. Okay. So, these are some examples. Then, now let us think about the specific compounds, specific element or from 15th group. Okay. So, let us have a first discussion of dinitrogen. Write the heading, dinitrogen. Dinitrogen means simply N2. N2 is called the dinitrogen. First segment is method of preparation. So we will discuss 3 methods of preparation. All 3 methods are different type. Industrial method is there, laboratory preparation is there, and preparation of ultra pure element is also there. So let us discuss one by one. Okay. First of all, industrial preparation of dinitrogen. Industrial preparation. maybe you have remembered that we have done this in 9th class. Large scale preparation of dinitrogen. What may be the source of dinitrogen? Large scale. Large scale means raw material should be cheap, not very expensive. What do you think? What may be the source? What may be the source of dinitrogen? So I have already given clue. The resource material is cheap, not expensive. What is the source? Anyone? The source of dinitrogen is air. You know the answer, but you didn't focus the topic, that's why. Because air contains 78% by volume of dinitrogen. So that is the major source of dinitrogen. So let us think about the industrial preparation. And the method is liquefaction of air followed by fractional distillation. Okay, liquefaction followed by fractional distillation is the industrial method of preparation of dinitrogen. Liquefaction followed by fractional distillation. As nitrogen has the boiling point 77.2 Kelvin, which is the next component of air after nitrogen, which is the next element.
Oxygen.
Oxygen. Good. Oxygen is 21%. Nitrogen has the boiling point 77.2 Kelvin. Oxygen has the boiling point 90 Kelvin. So, which will comes out first during fractional distillation? Which will comes out first?
Nitrogen.
Dinitrogen, as it has less boiling point compared to dioxygen. Okay, so this is the best method of industrial method of preparation of dinitrogen, as the source is cheap, abundant. Okay, so this is the first topic, industrial preparation. Second is laboratory preparation. You need to write only chemical equation. Okay, laboratory preparation of dinitrogen. How will we prepare it in laboratory? Ammonium chloride. So you can write word equation. Okay, ammonium chloride plus sodium nitrite gives, right, word equation gives dinitrogen plus water plus sodium chloride. I'll repeat word equation. Ammonium chloride plus sodium nitrite gives dinitrogen plus water plus sodium chloride. Now try to convert that into balanced chemical equation. Try to use 1 minute. Okay. Try to convert it into balanced chemical equation without looking on the board. In between, I'll write it on the board. Now 1 minute over, written the equation. Okay, try to write the equation, balanced equation. NH4Cl plus sodium nitrite NaNO2 plus NH4Cl plus NaNO2 gives dinitrogen means N2 plus water plus sodium chloride. Balance it. 1, 2 will be added added to water. So it is balanced. So this is regarding equation related to laboratory preparation. Okay. One more point is there that you have to remember. During the laboratory preparation, two products are also formed. We can say it as a byproduct. Two byproducts are also formed during the reaction. Which are the byproducts? Nitric oxide. What is the formula of nitric oxide? Nitric oxide NO. And nitric acid HNO3. These two compounds are formed as the byproduct. Trace quantity of these two compounds are formed during the reaction. So how can we separate these from the reaction mixture? Very simple. The gas formed during the reaction is allowed to pass through a solution which contains concentrated sulfuric acid and small quantity of potassium dichromate. Okay, which solution? Solution contain concentrated sulfuric acid and potassium dichromate K2Cr2O7. So when the products are allowed to pass through this solution, what will happen? Nitric oxide and nitric acid both get absorbed by sulfuric acid, and we will get dinitrogen, because you know that only nitrogen is formed as the product in the gaseous state. Rest of the products are not in the gaseous state. One is in sodium chloride is in aqueous form, water is in the liquid form. So only one gas is there, so we can easily remove this from the beaker. So this is all about the laboratory preparation. And the third one, method of preparation of ultra pure dinitrogen. Ultra pure means, you know in which area we are using dinitrogen, which area in our day-to-day life. Day-to-day life, especially you people use dinitrogen in particular case. Not using directly, but you know, when you are purchasing something from market, it contains dinitrogen. Which one? Which you like most? Anyone?
Ma'am, it is
This
used
packet,
as food preservative.
Repeat. Can you repeat? Repeat that.
It is used as food preservative.
Preservative. Very good. Preservative. Correct. Or it is the substance we are using to preventing rancidity. Rancidity, do you remember what is rancidity? Spoilage of food. When we are purchasing Lay's, Kurkure, are we purchasing this from the market? Andur chips. Packet is full of dinitrogen. So we need to prepare it in the most pure form. Okay, because we are consuming such kind of chips. Okay, once in a month, maybe, I don't know. You think it yourself. Once in a month or once in a year. Okay, anyway, you know, the packet is full of dinitrogen. Hardly 15 or 25 pieces are there, chips, and the rest is full of dinitrogen. Okay, anyway. So, in order to prepare dinitrogen in the most pure form, another reaction is there. So, the reaction, the only one raw material is there, and that is called the barium azide. Barium azide. Azide means barium nitride. That is the compound we are using for the preparation of ultra pure dinitrogen. The compound is barium azide. So try to write the formula. BaN3 gas. It is called the barium azide. AZide. Heat on strong heating, it decomposes into barium. Okay, so this is equation related. I think the equation is visible to all. So this is the method of preparation we are using for the preparation of ultra pure dinitrogen. Barium azide is used. Equation is more than sufficient. So this is all about method of preparation. Now uses. Properties, physical and chemical. First of all, physical property. Which are the physical properties? colorless, odorless, and it is slightly lighter than air. And we know that it is sparingly soluble in water. In the chapter solution, we have learned a context where nitrogen is predominant. Do you remember which context it is? One particular topic is related to dinitrogen. I'm giving second clue. Because of the presence of dinitrogen in blood, one serious medical problem is also created. Okay. Anyone can remember which topic all these points are there? This is from the chapter solution. Anyone can say, you can just say the topic, name of the topic where we have learned already. Where dinitrogen is, Deepesh. Say
Henry's
that.
law.
Deepesh, can you repeat?
Henry's law.
No. Anyone, any other answer? Please from the chapter solution. Okay, maybe you forgot. It is related to scuba divers. Scuba divers, when they go deep into the sea, dinitrogen get dissolved in blood streams, blood. So when it enter into capillaries,
Ma'am,
and
for
after
mountaineering also.
bends, it is called bends.
Mountaineering.
Mountaineers also, correct. But in this case, the problem is severe. Scuba divers, you can recall what we have learned there. I will repeat it. So when scuba divers get deep into the sea, inside the sea, pressure is high, so solubility will increase. According to which law? Solubility increases with increase of pressure. Can you say which law it is mentioned? Which law? Henry's law. Solubility increases with increase of pressure. So as pressure increases, more and more dinitrogen soluble in water, in blood. When the same person comes at the surface level, what will happen? The dissolved nitrogen starts to comes out of capillaries, blood capillaries. So sometime rupturing of blood capillaries takes place, and this severe medical situation is called bend. How to avoid this kind of problem? Nowadays, the problem is resolved to maximum extent. What is the solution for this problem? Anyone? What is the solution? Oxygen cylinder has one more component nowadays. Helium is also added, helium, and solubility is then distracted with the presence of helium. Helium, oxygen and nitrogen, helium near about 11.7%, dinitrogen will be 56.2, oxygen will be 32.1%. So when the proportion is in this way, it will not cause much problem for the scuba divers. Okay, anyway, so let us continue with the physical properties of dinitrogen. It is non-combustible, and it is not a supporter of combustion. And the last point, it is non-poisonous. It will not cause any poison. So this is all about physical property. Now come to the chemical property. Hardly two reactions are there. So let us discuss that also. First of all, you know that one more point is also there that's very important. Dinitrogen, there is triple covalent bond, and triple bond N is there, and bond energy of triple bond N and triple bond N is near about 946.4 kilojoule per mole. Imagine how high it is. And because of this large bond energy, it is very difficult to break. So obviously, because of this, it will not react with any elements under normal condition, but under a drastic condition. Drastic condition means when the temperature will be high, when the pressure is high, and a catalyst is also there in the medium, then it reacts. So we will discuss such reaction. First of all, we can remember this point. Why nitrogen is inert at room temperature? There you need to write 2 points. First of all, nitrogen has a triple covalent bond. Second is it has high bond energy. If you remember the value, very good, 946.4. If you forgot the value, no problem. You can at least mention high bond energy it has. Okay. Second point is, let us think about some reaction, where it reacts under drastic condition. First reaction is nitrogen reacts with hydrogen, forms ammonia. This is industrial process of ammonia, method of preparation of ammonia. So can you write the equation? Nitrogen reacts with hydrogen, forms ammonia. Write the equation. N2 plus 3H2 gives 2NH3. And above the arrow, you have to mention the condition 700 Kelvin near about, and pressure is 200 atmospheres. Okay. And there is the presence of a catalyst, iron as the catalyst. We get ammonia. See the condition, high temperature and high pressure. And the next one, reaction with oxygen. You can mention that also. Dinitrogen reacts with oxygen, forms nitric oxide. I'll write the equation in the board. First equation, N2 plus 3H2 gives 2NH3. And here 700 Kelvin, 200 atmospheres. And in presence of the catalyst. Okay. And the next reaction, nitrogen reacts with oxygen, forms nitric oxide, and it is a reversible reaction. Temperature is high, 2000 Kelvin. Lower temperature is 2000, and imagine that it is high. Temperature is very high, 2000 Kelvin. These are the two reactions you can remember. And last reaction, one more property is also there, write that also. It reacts with the, have you written the equation? Written. This process is called the Haber process for the manufacture of ammonia. And this is simply a reaction between nitrogen and oxygen. 2000 Kelvin temperature has to be maintained. Okay. I hope you have completed the equation. And the last one is reaction with the metals and non-metal. One example each you can remember. Metal you can remember, lithium plus N2 gives temperature 723 Kelvin. High temperature look, Li plus N2 giving Li3 and 3 Li. Lithium, nitrogen is balanced, these are 6. Li plus N2. So it is 2 Li3. Now next is reaction with the non-metal. Boron is a non-metal plus N2. And again the temperature should be high. These two reacts for me Bn. Boron nitrate. Why it is Bn? Because both the case the valency is 3. That's right. 2B plus N2B. So these are the properties, chemical properties over. And the last one, uses. What are the uses of dinitrogen? Remember, used for the manufacture of ammonia. And second, it is used as a refrigerant. And last one you can remember, it is used to prevent rancidity, preservation of food, eatables. Okay, so this is all about the dinitrogen. So we will continue the class. Next class, we will discuss next compound of dinitrogen, and that is ammonia. Okay, you want to ask any